Welcome to an exciting new chapter of our podcast journey, season 2 of Let's Talk Shop. My name is Vaishnavi Singh and I'm thrilled to be your host for today's episode. Let's Talk Shop is your portal to a whole new design world where we have fearless conversation with the creme de la creme of the industry. These are the people who took the road less traveled and emerged on the other side with a glorious journey to talk about. Our guest today needs no introduction. Mr. Surya Tikekar, a visual merchandising head of Titan, joins us to share his invaluable insight. I welcome you, sir.
Pleasure.
So, my first question to you is that what skills and the qualities do you look for in the potential candidates for visual merchandising position?
Interesting question. When we are recruiting potential VM candidates, we are usually seeking people who have a passion for retail over and above the requisite skills of creative slash design understanding and an aptitude for uh, operational work that the role involves. Most of these skills can be built over a period of time through hands-on experience and by working in the industry. So yeah, there's no templated way as such, but especially with the design education, you uh, do stand uh, and you get an added advantage to kind of apply for these roles and be considered for them.
So, sir, talking about your experiences, I want to know that what challenges do you face in visual merchandising and how do you overcome them?
Well, given the fact that I've worked for many years and have been doing this, the challenges are unique every time, given that the requirements are extremely dynamic. Retail as an industry itself is dynamic in nature. Uh, so each challenge is unique, and to give you a few examples, they vary from working on a particular cost to delivering within a certain timeline. Uh, the list is very exhaustive. Uh, but just to summarize it, visual merchandising helps solve multiple problems and challenges. On the whole, it is a highly metric uh, driven intervention that happens at each of the stores. Uh, so yeah, I think those are a few things that would count as challenges.
Sir, as you know, this is the era of online shopping. And instead of going directly to the stores, we like to shop online. So I want to know that how does visual merchandising changes for the online shoppers with the rise of the online shopping trends?
Right, very interesting question. There are a couple of insights that clearly indicate that a lot of consumers like yourselves are now moving towards the online shopping experience. Online has become an integral part of the entire ecosystem. Even if it's a physical brick and mortar store, online is integrated through omni-channel. People are encouraged to kind of also explore the e-commerce, websites of that particular brands or explore those brands in marketplace. Now, while these brands are present, it is equally important for them to be represented in the correct way to ensure that brand salience comes to life, to ensure that the brand identity is similar or the brand experience is similar, and hence the role that VM plays in the online spaces. That the landing pages or the look and feel of the website is also in sync and in line with what the brand's ideology or identity is. Uh, E-commerce websites are working extremely hard to ensure that that physical brick and mortar experience is replicated and uh, delivered to online consumers as well. So when you open any website, it is referred to as a storefront, despite the fact that it is not a physical storefront. But even in the virtual world, that is referred to as a storefront, and it gets the same amount of importance. Yeah.
So, sir, my next question to you is that what key elements should we keep in mind while creating an effective display?
there is, like I said, there is no formulaic way to address or manage a brief and deliver to a visual merchandising brief. But one thing that I personally believe in, that the product is always the king. It is always the hero of the entire window, and that it needs to get the center stage. You might create beautiful backdrops, but they need to serve as backdrops because they shouldn't ideally dominate the product. I think the key element of highlighting and making the product the entire hero of the entire piece uh, is a good way to tackle the brief.
So, sir, my next question is, how do you adapt your visual merchandising according to the different categories of the product?
Well, the principal idea or the objective of visual merchandising is to create, uh, uh, a compelling display of that particular product. But having said that, each of these products need to be dealt with differently. So, visual merchandising a car would be a lot more different to be visual merchandising a watch versus how you would display, a jacket in a store. Uh, like I said, the principal objective stays the same, but I think each of these require to be treated differently because they sit in different environments. For example, you would have grocery stores or FMCG goods being sold in a larger supermarket versus jewelry being sold in a very, very premium outlet. So you have to adapt to that environment, uh, focus on the product, and customize, the solution or the intervention that you would want to display. For example, uh, if you are working on some FMCG goods, they depend heavily on in-store communication, which means there's a lot of uh, in-store collaterals that require to carry out its features or price points. Versus if you were to do something extremely premium like a jewelry or a watch, you need to support that with some kind of a topical thematic prop. So yeah, there are many of these examples, and I think the best way is next time onwards when you go to a store, any store, to observe what treatment that particular store has given for the products.
So, sir, my last question is, what advice would you like to give to the fashion students who are interested in pursuing a career in visual merchandising?
Well, interesting thought. Very glad to know that people would aspire to uh, join visual merchandising. Uh, I would just like to say that it wouldn't only be for fashion students, but it could be other streams of design as well who can dabble with visual merchandising. But my advice would be that if you have passion for retail, if you like working with interesting products, you want to make a difference and bring about a change through some sort of interventions like creating compelling graphics, to creating exciting props, to building an amazing aesthetic and helping a brand sell better. Uh, Visual merchandising would be the right place.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking out of your time for this conversation. Thank you for tuning in with this episode of Let's Talk Shop, where design dreams find their inspiration and guidance. You can watch out the complete episode on Chitkara University's YouTube channel and make sure you hit that subscribe button. For more design driven contents like this and updates on schools and the information about the upcoming events and workshops, make sure you follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram. Until then, this is me, Vaishnavi Singh, signing off.